Oh, he doesn't get the call. Ball one. And this one could be extra bases. Here comes Freddie around third. He'll score easily. And they're up by 3. Safely into second. He's got a double.
Seeing some good swings from him right now with consecutive extra base hits. He really shot that one down the right field line and somehow found a way to keep it from slicing foul. One thing that was great about the approach, his head was down all the way through the pitch, and that's how you do it.
Muncy digs in. First pitch just misses. Right-handed reliever. And another ball.
Struggled a little bit in this one. Couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at-bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
And there's a ball.
Back-to-back breaking pitches away, you get the feeling as a hitter that the pitcher's afraid of you, that he doesn't want to challenge you. So I think the confidence level is raised right here.
3-0 down. There's the strike. Hernandez, the runner at second with one away. And he walked him.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
And up to the plate is Will Smith. That misses the zone. 1-0.
Count 1-0.
Two on, 1 out.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Swinging a high fly ball in the air left field. And that one is off the wall. Doesn't stop. Heads for home. He scores. It's 5-1.
Well, when you fall behind in the count, you've got to come into the zone, and then guys have a better chance of hitting the ball hard like he did right there.
So 1 out with 2 aboard. Andy Pajes steps to the plate for the Dodgers. 1 for 2. That one finds the zone, and it's 0-1. Second and third here. 1 away. On the ground, right side. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. Runner in from third to extend their lead. It's 6-1. Runners on the corners with 1 gone. Kike Hernandez steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Lopez. There's 1. He's out. And that's 2. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We're through 6 full. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Marlins 1. Back here in L.A., now it's the DH, Jake Berger. Ohtani back to work. That one finds the zone. It's 0-1. Just missed. Here comes a pitch. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. In time to get him. One away on the strikeout. Now it's the right fielder, Jesus Sanchez. In there at the knees. Strike one.
Well, you can't really adjust your game plan for that last pitch. Guy hasn't thrown it very much. You got to focus on the stuff that he's throwing up there most of the time.
Base is empty, one away here in the top half of inning number 7. Swings and misses on the fastball up in the zone for the strikeout.
Pretty nasty cutter right there, and you're seeing that pitch, that location a lot more these days, and you can see why. Very difficult for hitters. I think the great Mariano Rivera can at least partially be credited for that thanks to the career he had with the cutter. It was just dominant. I tell you what, I felt like it was a moral victory whenever I could put that pitch in play. So I can feel for the guy right there walking back to the dugout.
2 outs, base is empty. Jonah Bride, the next up for the Marlins. That one's upstairs, ball 1. And that is ball 1. Kicks and fires. That one's in there, and it's 1-1. In the air, left side. Hernandez makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Back here at Chavez Ravine, set for the last half of the 7th. Now it's the second baseman, Gavin Lux. The wind to the pitch. And it's fouled away.
You know, these Dodgers, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well.
Next offering is fouled back. Just missed.
With all those extra base hits, it's easy to think we're going to see that trend continue the rest of the game. They seem to be really locked in at the plate.
The punch out there, and the leadoff hitter set down to open the 7th.
Well, I'm not really sure why he let that one go by. I mean, out of the hand, it had a lot of the strike zone. Sure, it had some good arm side run at the end to move to the outside part of the plate, but with 2 strikes, you got to be ready to swing it there, and you can't leave it in the umpire's hands.
That one fouled off. And ball 1. Next pitch is outside. One down, base is empty. Fouls one off. 2-2. And here it comes. Hit hard on the ground to short. Fires across the diamond, and they get Edman for the out. Here's Mookie Betts now. 1 for 3. Singy, he's a guy that covers both sides of the plate about as well as anyone in the sport. How difficult is that to do?
Well, just look at the back of my bubblegum card. You'll see how hard it is. These guys are great, man. They have the ability to look out there, but also to be able to turn on the inside pitch. Those that can really sharpen things on the outer half, those are the ones that become elite.
2 down, nobody on. Here at the bottom of the 7th.
I wouldn't say the game's close right now, but it's not out of reach either. I mean, these pitchers really need to put up a 0 on the board just to maintain a little hope.
And the Dodgers are set down in order. 3 up, 3 down for them there. 8th inning coming up. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Marlins 1. We go to the 8th, and now for the Marlins, Kyle Stowers. The pitch. Lifted in the air, right center field. Hernandez has it sized up. Hauls it in for the out. And up next for Miami, Otto Lopez. A strikeout and a walk. On the ground, right side. And foul ball. The Dodgers leading by 5, and we're in the top of the 8th. Not even close there. And the count 1-2. Up the middle. He dives but can't hang on. That's a base hit. He decides to eat it and comes away with nothing. 1 down. And at the plate for Miami, Griffin Conine. There's a strike. Lopez leads off first with 1 away. Rolled to short, could be 2. Off balance feed, there's 1. Double play. They can't seem to break through. Inning over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. Home half of inning number 8 straight ahead. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Marlins 1. On to the bottom of the 8th, and here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
And it may be a long shot, but a triple here will give him the cycle.
There's a strike.
0-1's the count.
Towards first. Right, takes it himself. 1 gone to the bottom of the 8th. So here's the cleanup hitter, Teoscar Hernandez.
With this kind of lead, he can swing freely, try to hit the ball out of the park, do what he loves to do.
Swing and a miss.
0-1.
That one misses, and the count is 1-1. Foul back our way, and that's out of play. One down, base is empty. Pitch misses, and it's 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Now 2 away.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
Muncy, the next to hit, takes outside. Hit on the ground to the right side. He takes it on his own. 3 up, 3 down, inning over. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. 9th inning coming up. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Marlins 1. Ryan Brazier takes over on the mound.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters. Now at the plate, Nick Fortes.
The pitch. And a good eye there. Brazier, 36 years old, and he was a 6th-round draft pick back in 2007. Righty delivers.
That's ball 2.
Gets the call. Now 2 balls and a strike.
Look at bat right here. He did the team thing, took until he got a strike. Now he's got to go to work, shorten up that swing a little bit, do whatever it takes to get on base.
That's
Ball
down and
3.
in.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Hit in the air, right field. Betts settles underneath it and makes the grab. 1 down. Back to the top of the Miami order. And now for the Marlins, Xavier Edwards. First pitch, and he just misses. Activity in the bullpen. Bobby Miller getting loose out there. Kelly also getting ready. Strike 1.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just off the inside edge. The Dodgers leading by 5 here at the top of the 9th. That misses the zone. 3-1. See the velocity 97 with that fastball. And the pitch. Hits and misses. It's a strikeout.
With that kind of velocity, an elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
Marlins down to their final out. Here's the third baseman, Connor Norby. Foul ball there. And now the 0-1. And a foul ball. The Fish down to their final strike.
A defensive swing right there. Some cheese on the inside part of the plate. But the hands are still stinging after that one.
2 outs. Swing and a miss. And he got him. And that'll do it.
Whether you're a season ticket holder or you just come to a couple of games a year, to see your team win at home, there's just something special about that. Good job by this team to get it done for the hometown fans.
6-1 is your final here today. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon. Coming to you live from Southern California, we've got baseball on the show. It's the Miami Marlins taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. First pitch coming your way next. All right, just about set to go. And on the hill, the big righty, Shohei Ohtani. What do we need to know here?
Well, he comes at hitters with a 5-pitch mix, so for him, it's always interesting to see how he utilizes those weapons. He may lean on 1 or 2 pitches depending on how things are going and how things are working, but if he can control 4 or even 5 of those offerings, look out, hitters. It's going to be a tough day. He's really going to be able to keep those guys off balance.
Xavier Edwards, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball 1. The 1-0.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Popped up. Muncy under it. Makes the catch for the out. And time now for the Marlins lineup. We could be in for a power showcase today with the wind blowing out. A lot of lift and separate, Chris.
Well, we know guys are in this era definitely trying to hit the ball in the air regardless of the conditions, but I think even a little more so there's margin for error if you can get the ball up in the air. So, you know, you'll see at times, I'm sure, with 2 strikes, what looks like a half swing that can get out of the ballpark with a guy who's got decent pop.
Connor Norby in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1. He was late there, strike 1.
Well, you got to find a way to catch up to that pitch, perhaps shorten the swing, eliminate the stride. That one came in hot, but right down the middle, you're saying to yourself, how did I miss that pitch? Got to make a quick adjustment.
And he deals. Splits the plate, 2-2.
Goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there on the mound.
2-2 now. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Now here's the Marlins DH, Jake Berger. First pitch swinging.
0-1.
Swing and a foul, pushed off to the right, and that will get out of play. Two outs. Out to short, Edman. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. And the Marlins down quietly. The Dodgers coming up, and we are scoreless. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back here at Chavez Ravine. And on the hill, Sandy Alcantara. What do you have on him, Chris?
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
Tommy Edman at the plate. And the pitch. Alcantara, a former Cy Young Award winner, he features a sinker, a changeup, a four-seamer, a slider, and he occasionally uses a curve. Next offering is downstairs. Trying to bunt his way on. And he grabs it in foul ground. Two. And that skips into dirt.
Well, he's having a tough time getting a pitch by him. As a hitter, you feel pretty confident that you're seeing different pitches still able to make some type of contact.
In the air, left field, down the line, and just foul. Three-two. Fights it off. He'll see another.
Pitcher having a pretty tough time getting that swing and miss. Third foul ball in a row.
And there's ball four. That's a great at-bat. He saw a lot of pitches and earned a walk.
Well, that's a nice job of grinding out that at-bat. Saw a lot of pitches and ends up drawing the walk. Very gritty.
Here's Mookie to hit. And that one is lifted in the air. Sizes this one up. Brings it in. The throw is wild and it gets away. Time now for Dave Roberts' lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And with their ace on the mound today, they're just looking to provide him a little bit of run support, and they'll see what they can do for him.
Boog, you have to be really careful when you've got a guy like this on the mound for you to not become a spectator. You know that he doesn't give up a whole lot, but sometimes guys get a little too comfortable and don't have an urgency to score runs. You have to make sure you put him in a
runner on the move. Pitches low. And safe. It's a stolen base.
Well, a nice lead and a nice steal there to get into scoring position with the heart of the order at the plate. That might just lead them to pitching around these hitters a little more because of the open base, but it's early in this ball game. Can't imagine it'll change the attack plan too much.
Move to second. Edman back on a dive. One out and a runner at second. This one smacked out to left center. Plays it on a bounce, and it eats him up. In comes the first run of the game. It's 1-0 Dodgers.
Just so sound in his mechanics. He hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
Man at first with one gone. And here's the veteran outfielder, Teoscar Hernandez. That one finds the zone. Strike one. The pitch.
Ball, that's low.
They've got him working a little harder in this first frame than he anticipated.
And here it comes. This ball's chopped on the ground. Norby. There's one. Over to first. Safe.
Tough play right there. Didn't really have enough time to set his feet and make a strong, accurate throw. Had to rush it, but he got it off, and he got it there in time to get that out at second base.
Here's Muncy to hit. Alcantara over to first. Hernandez dives back in safely. Runner on the go. Pitch is low. Throw to second. Out at second. That ends the inning. But they pick up one run on the RBI single. It's an early 1-0 lead. Back here at Dodger Stadium. Second inning set to go. And now the right fielder, Jesus Sanchez. Ohtani back to work. Drilled to right, way back there, and that is gone. A massive home run. And we're level. It's 1-1. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Well, he went up there 0-0 looking to do damage. I think he had his sights set on that pitch. He went and got it and circled the bases.
Jonah Bride getting ready to hit. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
To third. Sends it across to first. One away. That ground ball may have him back on track after the homer.
Good arm side run to that same side hitter right there. Very difficult to put that ball in the air or get through it. Just bores in on the hands.
And up next for Miami, Kyle Stowers. Late with the swing there. Ohtani, the former rookie of the year. He throws a slurve, a four-seamer, a cutter, a splitter, and he works in a sinker. That one not close. 1 ball, 1 strike. Patrick Johnson calling the balls and strikes.
Pretty standard zone for Johnson. Sometimes he might get a little jumpy, a little excited and expand the zone, but usually you at least feel like the pitcher on the mound is earning it, and that's important because you got to make players earn it.
One run across in the frame so far here at the top of the second. Off the outside edge, and now the count is 2-2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Good late cut for the strikeout there. That thing really got in on him. And, you know, the cutter isn't really a huge swing and miss pitch most of the time because it's not really meant to move a whole lot. You're just trying to miss the big part of the barrel and maybe get some weak contact. But that one right there did a whole lot more than that. That was a really good pitch.
And that's downstairs and outside. Close one, doesn't get the call. 3 balls, no strikes. Here comes a pitch. And a 4-pitch walk.
It's been a little bit of a shaky inning, but he's still in a good spot to get out of this thing without giving up any more runs. He's just got to turn the page and go after this next guy.
Griffin Conant in the box now. No balls and a strike. Lopez leads off first with 2 down to the inning. That one misses. 1-1. Out there to center. Hernandez has it sized up. And that is that. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. All even at 1 apiece. And we're back. And now the veteran third baseman, Max Muncy. He's not going to get cheated up there.
No, he's not. He's looking to do damage with every swing he takes.
The right-hander back to work. Swinging a foul straight back. Here's your 1. A little bit low.
That's the ball. 1-0.
Got him swinging. 1 away. Batter now will be Will Smith. Right down the chute, and that's strike one. Kicks and fires.
No, that's low.
That's to third. Sends it to first. And they get the out on Smith. Next is the Dodger DH, Andy Pages. He has consistently been one of the best in the sport against lefties, and yet the righties give him trouble. You know, you don't want to be labeled as that guy, but the numbers say what they say. Here comes the 0-1. Fought off foul.
No, he's a good player, but if he wants to be great, he's going to have to figure it out against right-handed pitchers. There's so many right-handers in the game that you're going to see them one after another. So you would imagine with that many looks, Boog, that the adjustment's got to be coming soon. Everything came together for him. I really like that swing, man. He didn't just push it the other way through the infield. He drove it that way, and it kind of makes me think he was thinking opposite field as he stepped into the box. Got a pitch he liked, and he got it done.
Here's Kike Hernandez. Clips the outside corner. That's strike one. Two gone, but the go-ahead run is at first. Bottom half of inning number 2. The kick and the pitch. Runner goes. That's in for a strike. Throw to second. Ow! And that'll end the inning.
The catcher definitely looked ready for that stolen base attempt. Got in position quickly, and a strike down to second base to end the inning.
And welcome back to the ballpark. New inning getting started, and now the catcher comes up to hit. Nick Fortes. And the right-hander back to work. Got it started a little too early. Strike one. Fortes goes 5 feet 11 inches, hitting 9th in today's lineup, and he was drafted in the 4th round back in 2018.
1-1.
The pitch. And a foul ball. Righty delivers. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
So the batting order turns over. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Xavier Edwards. And that one almost hit him. Righty to the plate. Runner takes off. Swing and a miss. Go to second.
Not a fast runner on the base pass, so this kind of looks like it was a hit-and-run call from the dugout. Got to make contact some way or somehow, because that guy's not going to be able to steal second base and be safe.
One out, base is empty. And that's off the inside edge. And it's 2-1. And that's outside. One down, base is empty. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. And a pitch. Got it by him for the K.
Well, that split caught a lot of the zone. Definitely a hittable pitch, but coming off the fastball the pitch before, it's kind of tough to recognize. You notice there's something different about it. He threw it with the same arm action, same release point, and he left it up. But the movement and the change of speeds, that was enough to do the job.
Norby now at the plate as he swings through strike one. Next one in the dirt.
This batter has to understand his job is to get on base however he can. If he gets hit by a pitch, if he walks, maybe even singles, but you want to get the heart of the order up to the plate.
Swings through that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
2 outs, base is empty. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. After 2.5, it remains a 1-1 ball game. Back here in LA, there's Kike Hernandez. And a pitch. And that's through there for a strike. The pitch. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. And the right-hander deals. And ball 1.
It's a good take.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. The 1-2. And a foul ball. He stays alive. The line to kick the pitch. And another ball. Outside low. And that's ball 3. Outside, and that is ball 4. It wasn't easy, but he earned that walk after a long at bat.
When you go that deep into it at bat, the hitter usually comes out on top.
And now it's Gavin Lux. Outfield playing pretty shallow. That one finds the zone. It's 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Hernandez on at first. Nobody out. Out towards right center field. Sizing this one up. Makes the grab. And here comes Tommy Edman. He walked and came around to score his first time up. The kick and the pitch. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Out.
Well, I really didn't expect him to try to steal second base because he had a very standard lead at best. If you're going to try to get there safely, you've got to get more on that lead. You've got to get a better jump. That was the difference between being safe and out.
The shortstop takes the ball.
Dude, he never moved because he never had time to. With that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
So a foul ball makes it 1-2. The wind and the pitch. Fights that one away. Still 1-2. And down on strikes he goes. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. We played 3 full innings, and we're tied at 1. Back here at Chavez Ravine, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Jake Berger. The pitch. Here's a high chopper. Edman zips it to first. Leadoff hitter retired in the 4th. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Jesus Sanchez. He's already homered here in this one. Just missed. All tied up, top half of inning number 4. That's in there, and the count 1-1.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
One down, base is empty. Sliced hard but foul. Left-hand batter waits.
Ball 2. 2-2 the count.
Chases the fastball up the ladder, struck him out.
Bonky just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
And now for the Marlins, Jonah Bride. Grounded out his first time. Wouldn't chase that time. And that one clips the corner. Two down, nobody on. That one the other way, and that's just foul. Struck him out looking. Miami down in order. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Bottom of the inning. Here's Mookie now. He's kind of an outlier, especially when guys are consciously sacrificing contact to deliver power. The pitch. Drilled to right, way back there, and that is gone. That was blasted to the moon. It's 2-1. He sent the first pitch over the wall.
Must have dinner reservations because he wasn't wasting any time at the plate in that at bat. With this pitcher's velocity, a changeup is really a break for a hitter. He got a BP fastball, didn't move a whole lot, and he absolutely tattooed it.
Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit. This one's smoked on its way out of here. A gigantic blast. And they tack one on the board. It's 3-1. One pitch, one swing, one home run.
Yeah, you could say that's efficiency right there. Didn't need much time in the box to make an impact. Back-to-back homers, always a special feeling at the ballpark, especially if it's your team that does it and those guys get to slap hands at home plate. This is the kind of thing that can really fire up a ball club.
And now Teoscar Hernandez. First pitch misses. Nobody on, nobody out. A pair of runs across in the inning. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. Right-hander kicks, deals. Line to second, snagged on the bounce. One out in the bottom of the fourth.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
Here's Max Muncy, that funky Muncy. Struck out swinging his first time. Down the middle for a strike. 0-1.
Well, I think that pitch surprised all of us. Right down the middle, doesn't get a swing. Not very often you see a hitter lay off a cookie like that.
Swing and a miss, and he chases that one in the dirt. Out on the drop third strike, 2 gone. 2 outs, base is empty. Next up, the Dodgers catcher, Will Smith. Bounce to third, Norby. Throws across the diamond, and they get the out on Smith. Out with room to spare, and that's the inning. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. And this is now a 3-1 ball game. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at Dodger Stadium, here's the center fielder, Kyle Stowers.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot. You know, these Marlins, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
Up the middle, Lux. Jump throw. 1 up, 1 down.
First of all, that's just a nice job to even get to that ball. And then even more impressive was the throw. Off balance, had to try to in the air, get his shoulders turned, and make a strong throw. Does show off the strength of the arm. We're usually used to seeing that kind of arm strength from the shortstop.
And that one fouled off. Swings through that. That one just misses.
Really close pitch down around the knees there, and you could see him asking where it missed. Probably doesn't agree, but it appears he's ready to move on to the next pitch.
And another ball. Got him looking, and he did not like the call.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher are on the same page right now.
And at the plate for Miami, Griffin Conine. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. Swinging a foul over the screen and back out of play. 2 down, nobody on. And we're at the top of the 5th. Ball 1 there.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Two outs. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Left-hand hitter waits. Pitch misses there, and it's 2-2. Ground ball left side. Marlins set down in order. Nothing doing for the Marlins, and it remains a 3-1 ball game. And we're back, ready to go for the last half of the inning. And the batter now, Andy Pajes. Alcantara back to work. That one off the mark, and that's ball one.
Counts 1-0.
And that's in for a strike. And a pitch.
Ball 2.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Two on the way. And they'll do it again. And the righty deals. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Right back to him on the mound. Tosses to first, and that's the first out in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, he didn't recognize changeup earlier enough, got out in front a little bit, rolled over on it, and beat it into the ground.
Enrique Hernandez now at the plate. He reached out a walk his first time. Just missed. And that one's a little bit low. And the count is 2-0. One down, base is empty. That misses, and it's 3-0. And that's in for a strike. And that's ball 4.
Second walk of the game for him, and he's been really patient at the plate. A game plan that he's sticking to. He's just not going outside of what he's looking for up there.
One gone, runner at first. Here's the second baseman, Gavin Lux. And downstairs.
This guy absolutely flies. The defense wants to turn 2, but they've got to get a ball they can do it with. Make sure you get the first out before you try to rush and get 2 and end up with nothing.
Hernandez over at first with 1 away. On the ground, a second, might be two. There's one, not in time at first. It's a fielder's choice.
Good fade and sinking action of that changeup got that hitter to roll over.
Tommy Edman steps to the plate for the Dodgers. He's 0 for 1. And first offering is fouled off. Alcantara over to first. And he's back safely. The 0-1. He swings and fouls one off. Here's the 0-2. Got him looking. That's a strikeout. One left for LA, and the score stays 3-1. And welcome back to the ballpark. Top of the 6th inning. Here's the catcher, Nick Fortes. And he deals. High fly ball, shallow right field. Betts settles underneath it. Hauls it in for the out. And there's one away. Xavier Edwards, the next to hit. Feels like it's less common today that you see a guy like this. The speed component, the contact component, but lack of power. That's in for a strike.
I think baseball's starting to understand that those guys are valuable like they once were. They need them in this game today.
That's in there. And that's strike 2. That one missed.
2 strikes.
That misses. It's 2-2. Got him swinging.
I love to see guys compete, and I know he's frustrated that he wasn't able to do anything with that pitch. You see it so well, but you have to respect the upper 90s velocity. Man, it is hard to catch up to.
Now the number 2 hitter, Connor Norby, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Norby, in his rookie season, 23 years old. And he was a 2nd-round pick in 2021. 2 down, nobody on. That one hammered, but pulled foul. Oh, and 2 now. Good job to fight that one off. The Dodgers holding on to a 2-run lead, and we're the top half of the 6th. And he chases that one. And a nice inning of work there as he sets him down 1-2-3. Nothing doing here this half. 2-3-4 due up in the home half of the 6th. It's the Dodgers 3 and the Marlins 1. Well, we go bottom 6, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Mookie Betts. Chris, baseball today, so many strikeouts, and they are available to pitchers. But this is a guy that puts the bat on the ball and is kind of different from the players that we see day in, day out. Turns and fires to Betts.
Yeah, his swing is so good. It's in the zone a long time. He gets the barrel to it a lot, and that produces more base hits.
There's a strike to Mookie. Singy, one of the things that's interesting is that guys really don't worry about swing and miss from an offensive standpoint anymore. So when you see somebody who contacts the ball like this, do you think of that as plus value?
Absolutely. If he's doing damage now, if he's rolling over and grounding out, then it's a different story. But yeah, if he can put the ball in the gaps or over the fence, 100%.
Ripped to short. Whips it across. One away, bottom of the sixth. Freddie Freeman up to the dish. He's already homered in this game. And first offering is fouled off. One down, base is empty. And he hits a ground ball right side, and he grabs it foul. And the pitch. Not close with that one. Now 1-2. Base is empty, one away here in the bottom of the sixth. Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Makes the turn and heads for second. Pulls in with a double, third hit for him today.
Putting some good swings on the ball. That's his second extra base hit in this one. That was a thing of beauty. He may have been a little behind the pitch, but by getting that barrel into the hitting zone early on in his swing, he was able to meet it and still shoot a line drive down the line and left.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Sandy Alcantara won't go any further. 2-run ball game as he heads for the dugout, and we'll be back with a new pitcher. New pitcher for the Marlins, number 83.
And that's a big potential run out there at second as he comes in trying to keep the deficit where it is. For the infielders, they got to be thinking about keeping the ball from getting by them into the outfield any way they can.
Man at second with one away. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. Oh, he doesn't get the call. Ball one. And this one could be extra bases. Here comes Freddie around third. He'll score easily. And they're up by 3. Safely into second. He's got a double.
Seeing some good swings from him right now with consecutive extra base hits. He really shot that one down the right field line and somehow found a way to keep it from slicing foul. One thing that was great about the approach, his head was down all the way through the pitch, and that's how you do it.
Muncy digs in. First pitch just misses. Right-handed reliever. And another ball.
Struggled a little bit in this one. Couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
And there's a ball.
Back-to-back breaking pitches away, you get the feeling as a hitter that the pitcher's afraid of you, that he doesn't want to challenge you. So I think the confidence level is raised right here.
3-0 down. There's the strike. Hernandez, the runner at second with one away. And he walked him.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
And up to the plate is Will Smith. That misses the zone. 1-0.
Count 1-0.
Two on, one out.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Swing and a high fly ball in the air left field. And that one is off the wall. Doesn't stop. Heads for home. He scores. It's 5-1.
Well, when you fall behind in the count, you've got to come into the zone, and then guys have a better chance of hitting the ball hard like you did right there.
So 1 out with 2 aboard. Andy Pajes steps to the plate for the Dodgers. 1 for 2. That one finds the zone, and it's 0-1. Second and third here. 1 away. On the ground, right side. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. Runner in from third to extend their lead. It's 6-1. Runners on the corners with 1 gone. Kike Hernandez steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Lopez. There's 1. He's out. And that's 2. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We're through 6 full. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Marlins 1. Back here in L.A., now it's the DH, Jake Berger. Ohtani back to work. That one finds the zone. It's 0-1. Just missed. Here comes a pitch. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. In time to get him. 1 away in the strikeout. Now it's the right fielder, Jesus Sanchez. In there at the knees. Strike 1.
Well, you can't really adjust your game plan for that last pitch. Guy hasn't thrown it very much. You got to focus on the stuff that he's throwing up there most of the time.
Base is empty, 1 away here in the top half of inning number 7. Swings and misses on the fastball up in the zone for the strikeout.
Pretty nasty cutter right there, and you're seeing that pitch, that location a lot more these days, and you can see why. Very difficult for hitters. I think the great Mariano Rivera can at least partially be credited for that thanks to the career he had with the cutter. It was just dominant. I tell you what, I felt like it was a moral victory whenever I could put that pitch in play. So I can feel for the guy right there walking back to the dugout.
2 outs, base is empty. Jonah Bride, the next up for the Marlins. That one's upstairs, ball 1. And that is ball 1. Kicks and fires. That one's in there, and it's 1-1. In the air, left side. Hernandez makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Back here at Chavez Ravine, set for the last half of the 7th. Now it's the second baseman, Gavin Lux. The wind of the pitch. And it's fouled away.
You know, these Dodgers, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well.
Next offering is fouled back. Just missed.
With all those extra base hits, it's easy to think we're going to see that trend continue the rest of the game. They seem to be really locked in at the plate.
The punch out there, and the leadoff hitter set down to open the seventh.
Well, I'm not really sure why he let that one go by. I mean, out of the hand, it had a lot of the strike zone. Sure, it had some good arm side run at the end to move to the outside part of the plate, but with 2 strikes, you got to be ready to swing it there, and you can't leave it in the umpire's hands.
That one fouled off. And ball 1. Next pitch is outside. One down, base is empty. Fouls one off. 2-2. And here it comes. Hit hard on the ground to short. Fires across the diamond, and they get Edman for the out. Here's Mookie Betts now. 1 for 3. Singy, he's a guy that covers both sides of the plate about as well as anyone in the sport. How difficult is that to do?
Well, just look at the back of my bubblegum card. You'll see how hard it is. These guys are great, man. They have the ability to look out there, but also to be able to turn on the inside pitch. Those that can really sharpen things on the outer half, those are the ones that become elite.
2 down, nobody on. Here at the bottom of the 7th.
I wouldn't say the game's close right now, but it's not out of reach either. I mean, these pitchers really need to put up a 0 on the board just to maintain a little hope.
And the Dodgers are set down in order. 3 up, 3 down for them there. 8th inning coming up. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Marlins 1. We go to the 8th, and now for the Marlins, Kyle Stowers. The pitch. Lifted in the air, right center field. Hernandez has it sized up. Hauls it in for the out. And up next for Miami, Otto Lopez. A strikeout and a walk. On the ground, right side. And foul ball. The Dodgers leading by 5, and we're in the top of the 8th. Not even close there. And the count 1-2. Up the middle. He dives but can't hang on. That's a base hit. He decides to eat it and comes away with nothing. 1 down. And at the plate for Miami, Griffin Conant. There's a strike.